I want to give credit to our set piece coach, Michael Loftman. He joined the team during the course year last season, and we struggled conceding from the set pieces, but they have seemingly worked on that. I don't think we've conceded from set piece apart from the direct one, wherever when we played as Kukuneli in the season, but crosses, I don't think we've conceded from them. But now that we've sorted that out, I want us to work on our offensive set pieces, man. This comes from me watching game here, Aston Villa, West Ham over the weekend. Perhaps the variations, say Aston Villa in Alenzona when it comes to your set pieces, it is second to none, man. It is absolutely second to none. And this is all down to their, set piece coach, Austin McPhee. After I watched that game, I did a bit of research and I read an article on the Athletic. So I read that article and how Emery gives him so much freedom in terms of the set piece, like Thursday and Friday, they work on the set pieces. And last season, by game week 33 of the EPL, and with 5 games left to the season, they had scored over 26% of their goals from the set pieces. So those fine margins that we were talking about, I think we can do that, Leona, work on our offensive set pieces. Yeah, Raps, there was only one place to start, man. That free kick, man. It's always nice when you talk about things and then we see them happening, man. We have even forgot to greet. Greetings, Masandawana. Greetings, football lovers. Welcome to another installment of the Yellow Corner. Excitement got the better of me, man, after what we saw on Thursday night, man. Raps, how's it?
Wednesday night.
Yeah, I said Wednesday night, man.
It's a first day.
Is it Thursday? Okay, askise, what la shapa jwale? How are you?
Ke mnate aizo wena.
No, I'm great, man. No complaints.
Actually, I'm not good, man. Hosiento Ramkhope and his team, man, they need to fix this load shedding issue, man. I have missed 2 games to Mamelodi Sundowns. I missed our game against Nwajibu and the game against Supersport. I only managed to watch the first 30 minutes of the game. I missed the entire 60 minutes. And remember, before the game ended, you told me there will be a repeat Thursday in the morning, and I couldn't watch the repeat because I had to wake up early and run some errands. So, man, Ramkhope and his team, they need to fix that load shedding issue, man. I call.
Funny enough, he's a Sundowns fan, so hopefully he watches the Yellow Corner and he sees this episode, man. Yeah, perhaps, man, let's talk about what happened. Let me talk about what happened yesterday since you didn't see anything, man. Whether you just add on when you talk about the records that Sundowns is breaking left, right, and center. It gets him to a point whereby every positive record, South African football is going to belong to Mamelodi Sundowns in a very short space of time, man. We are smashing each and every record in front of us, and some of them not even forget about them. Hence, at times we don't even touch on them, man. But another record broken yesterday. 9 straight league wins. The first 9 games of the season, man, and we got there through a beautiful, well executed set piece, man. Something that we spoke about previously, I think 3 weeks ago when we were previewing Sundowns versus Al Ahly, man, and to see it happen so quick, it was the execution, like Coach Gulani said in the post-match, the plan can be there, but the execution, it needs to be, and it was, how Ribeiro knew when it was time for him to make a run, while Neo was facing the opposite direction, man, without signaling to him. It was absolutely amazing. I'm not sure if you have had a chance to see that free kick.
Yeah, and I think I saw a couple of clips from X. I think it was a brilliant goal, man. I think it was even difficult for SuperSport to defend that goal because of it caught them by surprise, man.
Yeah.
Ribeiro managed to turn, and also Maima looked like he wasn't going to be part of that set piece, and the way he went quick and chipped the ball behind that wall, man. I think it was a brilliant goal, and that first touch by Ribeiro, I think it helped him to to connect with that ball much better. So I think it was a brilliant goal from the team, man.
Yeah, no, big ups to everyone, man. The technical team and the guys for putting in an effort. Because I can tell you, these things happen and you work on them. And you come match day, you try and use that routine. And chances are at times it doesn't come out. You know, it looks awful, you know. But first go, it worked properly, man. So looking forward to many of those going forward, man. Like I said, Raps, we're previewing a huge game, man. Our away trip to TP Mazembe, we're facing them on Saturday at 1500 hours at Stade the TP Mazembe. I think that's the name of their stadium, man. Uh, Huge game, game week 2 of the Group A group stages match, man. Raps, is TP Mazembe still a powerhouse in African football? When you take into consideration of the last time they reached the Champions League semi-finals after winning it CAT 2015 was CAT 2018-2019 season.
I think they are no longer the team that they were maybe a decade ago because of they've been struggling to make the group stages of the CAF Champions League. But remember, I think about 4 seasons back or five, they managed to win the Confederations Cup where they played Super Sport in the final. So I think they are not that team that they used to be. Even when you go to Lubumbashi, teams would go there knowing that it will be difficult to come out alive from that stadium. But recently, man, they've been struggling, and I wonder what's the problem. Because if you look at how the North Africans and also Mamelodi Sundowns, they are now the big teams in the CAF Champions Leagues, and I hope that maybe in the AFL, they were going to do better, but Esperance knocked them and they failed to progress.
Yeah, no, they've been going through a rebuild that's taking forever, man. And the fact that with each and every passing season, football gets more and more professional, it makes things difficult for them because we know there are other external factors that they used to win the games. You didn't go to Lubumbashi and win fair and square, man. There are a lot of things that former players who've traveled to Lubumbashi say, you know. So, yeah, man, they're taking a while to get back to where they were, you know. Maybe the pedigree, you know, but yeah, good for us, man. Good for us, man. Speaking of their stadium, when Arabs started TP Mazembe, it's a very compact field, né? And then on top of that, it's an artificial one. Does this give them a certain advantage? Because I think it does. Because we are used to playing on proper grass. We play in one of the best pitches in the continent at the moment, you know. And we hardly in the PSL there are no games that are played artificial. So we have to make that switch from an artificial from a normal grass to an artificial one. It takes it will take some adjusting as well as everyone knows if you've played more artificial the bounce is totally different, you know. So I think they have an advantage with regards to that. And the other factor, Corey, that pitcher Mona is very compact, man. So they know it better than anyone. And Rona, we used to a bigger field. We enjoy playing in a bigger field and making the game, the field big for the opponents. Your thoughts?
Yeah, and I think for them it is an advantage, but they have to capitalize on that advantage. It won't make sense having an advantage but not using it to benefit. But with Mamelodi Sundowns, I think as much as we are not used to playing in such turfs, but Mamelodi Sundowns, it is a team that adjust to different situation and circumstances. Even if we are not playing in those pitches week in week out, but we can adapt to those conditions and try to play our good football. But the pitch aside, there are those random lines inside their pitch that are very destructive, man. Hey. Sometimes like you don't know the 18 area. There's a line like you don't understand, man. So hopefully, as much as the pitch is artificial, but I hope they've removed those unnecessary random marks inside the pitch, man.
You know what's funny? As you speak of this, when I was doing thumbnail for this preview, so I obviously googled TP Mazembe Stadium. Hey, the pictures that came out, almost every picture had those markings, man, all over the field, man. Yeah, they quite, when you're not used to them, hey, they some type of way, man. Speaking of this stadium, perhaps, I want us to stay on this subject there, stadium. We're moving from the field to the stadium in general. It is very small, it is very compact. And Coach Rulani and everyone, Coach Rulani has been talking about how hostile it is in Lubumbashi, that stadium. And everyone who watches African football will tell you it's very hostile mall. But the different, okay, on top of that, we've played in some really hostile stadiums. We've gone to Cairo and Casablanca recently, and the difference with the hostility at those stadiums that I mentioned there, Cairo, Casablanca, is that there's a racetrack around the field. So the fans are not too close to the field. Whereas in this situation at this stadium, Samazembe, the fans are on top of you. Like you literally feel the fans on top of you. Will this make a difference in terms of hostility, in terms of how our players manage it as well?
I'm not quite sure. I think yes, one would say the fans being closer to the pitch might be an advantage for them because of they can be loud and also it can be intimidating. But with Mamelodi Sundowns, I think as much as they can be loud, but we have played in those conditions. Go Casablanca and go Cairo. As much as you spoke about the racing,
Respect.
the racetracks in those North African pitches. But still, I think Mamelodi Sundowns in those conditions, I think they can still perform well and do better.
Yeah, no. And another thing is, when we played them there last time, you must remember it was 2021 season when it was pure their COVID, so there were no fans, even though they had some people in the stadium, that were not journalists. Another reason, and those guys, the external factors when it comes to Mazembe, man. But I think over the last few weeks, we've spoken about how Sundowns players overcome such situations. They actually it actually brings the adversity brings out the best in them. So you throw them into a lion's den, they will come out alive. Rams, these guys, the last time they played was on Friday. We played 48 hours later, who Champions League, and we also played on Wednesday. Their game against Gruppe Bazando was postponed. They were supposed to play a league game during the week. It was postponed. So they've had a full week's rest. And on top of that, they played. We've played. Well, now we've played two games. And we traveled as well. will this affect us? Will it catch up with us at some point during the game?
Yeah, and I think it might affect us. I think more especially in the second half. But I think Mazembe as well, it might affect them because of if you go into these big matches, you want to play a game before facing Mamelodi Sundowns so that you have a chance to prepare and assess your players very well. So Lubana, I think they hoped that their midweek game that they were supposed to play, I think they hoped that they could have played that match so that they go into this Mamelodi Sundowns game ready. But I think for us as well, I think it might affect us because of the Mazembe, they are well rested, whereas Mamelodi Sundowns has played Nwajibu and also played against Supersport United as well. And those were two competitive games. So I think it might affect us because of we played two games more than Mazembe at this moment. And also I believe it can affect Mazembe as well because of you would want to play a game, the league game before facing Mamelodi Sundowns so that you are well prepared when you go into the Sundowns game.
Yeah, no, that's true. Those are two great points, man. But I think the way we've managed the squad in the last few days, I think, and it won't affect us as much, you know.
Yeah.
Another thing is that that pitch is not wide, it's not huge. So there's not a lot of running that we will be doing in this match. Look like covering a lot of space. And yeah, like I said, we've been able to rest a few of our players. So hopefully it doesn't affect us, you know. We've played head to head. We've played these guys four times in the CAF Champions League. We've beaten them three times. They've beaten us once. The last time we played them away, we beat them. And for some reason, every time we go there, we always get a goal. So I'm very, very confident going to this match. Are you as confident as I am?
Yeah, no, I think I'm very, very confident. We are playing quite well and we're creating goal scoring opportunities, and we are also capitalizing and uh, converting those chances that we are creating. And also, you look at Mazembe, how they have been struggling, more especially in the continental football, and especially their game against Pyramid, and also in the AFL where they played Esperance. So I believe that we can score a goal or two in Lubumbashi and get 3 points as well.
Yeah, no, me too, man. Me too. Let's talk about what we can expect from Mazem, what we've seen them do recently, man. They are a very aggressive team. They are aggressive in every way or form. In everything that they do, there's aggression. They are aggressive in the press once it's triggered. Once they trigger that press, they get aggressive. They are aggressive on the men, on the ball. And they are aggressive in defense. They really get touch tight, man. Like they don't give you a space to breathe. Ne? They are back four. Ne? When they being attacked, it gets really compact. They get so close. They get really tight to each other. Ne? And then on top of that, there are CDM Galamulem, the number 17. He adds to that. So Baba compact, and they try not to give you a room, but they get really exposed, even though they get that compact. Their right side is their strongest side for me. You know, their right back, Keita. That guy is super energetic, man. That guy runs non-stop. He runs going, he bombs forward, you know, even though the end product might not be there, but he keeps going. He's there when they're defending. And then there's King Zumbi, their number 7, who plays in front of him. He's the right winger. He's left-footed. He looks to cut inside. So they are very solid on that right side. Yeah, and then in the game, yeah, Pyramids, they started a guy number 38, Achunga. He played for the first 60 plus minutes. Very strong guy, makes powerful runs. Lena, he plays on the left, but he cuts inside. But they substituted him by Kenya for Fana. Same profile, same similar profile to Achunga. So they have this on the right, on the left, they have these two guys who are strong, and make powerful runs. Fofana can also play up top. There's no intricacy in these guys playing. They don't try and they're different. They're very different to us. So now we will invite you, we'll draw you, and then once we draw you, once we beat the press, we go up. There's foreplay in what we do. We don't just get into straight into action. Bona abatwara bolo ke brr, they get into action, and they do everything quick, man. But one, they are very fast in everything that they do. They do not give themselves time to think. They attack quickly. Everything they just do it quickly. Hence, there's so many turnovers in their play. They give the ball a lot, because everything that they do is quick. There's no time to think. And I think this guy Kinzumbi, their number 7, is the player to watch. I think it's actually he's gonna give Terrence a torrid time in that left side Yarona and there, right? So those are some of the things that we can expect from these guys. From your side?
I think for now, their desperation to get 3 points, I think it might have an impact in their performance because of they don't know what will happen in the Pyramids and Nwajibu game. So they are going to this game. They are coming to this game very desperate for 3 points. And Sandals, that's what they want from you because of if you are desperate, that means you are going to push a lot of numbers forward, and Sandals will are likely to capitalize on them. And he spoke about their defense being too narrow, more especially their two center backs and their midfielder as well. And there's a huge gap between the left center back and the left back, and also the pyramid, the runs that they made into the spaces. I think into the spaces between the left center back and the left back, they could have scored a couple of goals. And also, you look at the goal that Pyramid scored, it came from their left side being high and the ball being played in that left back position. And the central midfielders and the left center back, they took time to provide cover. They were not quick enough to block that cross, and unfortunately, that cross was played, and the number 9 of Pyramids just dropped the ball to Lake, and they were punished. So I think it was a series of mistakes where they failed to shut down the space on the left and also not reacting quicker to stop that cross or that goal from going in. And also, I think they watched Mamelodi Sundowns against SuperSport, and we looked at how Lungu, I think it was the first half, how he pressed Ronwen and he almost won the ball when he pressed Ronwen. And their goal, Mazembe, when they played Chikunku, it came from being aggressive in that press and pressing the goalkeeper, and they won the ball from the goalkeeper, and it was an easy tap in from their striker Traore. So I think in this game, they might try and target Ronan Williams because they know sometimes it can be too casual because of he'd want to drag them to come closer and press Ronan, and they'll leave the space behind. So Santos will try to ensure that they target the space behind their front line. And you spoke about Kinzumbi. I think he is their player to watch. His intelligence on the ball, how he inverts and how he combines with other offensive players. So I think he's the guy to watch, like you have said. And also, I think they are number 35, their middle fielder, Linkunka. He's a central midfielder, but he makes those runs inside the box, and also he managed to score from a header when they played Tinkunku as well. So I think that's how they are likely to approach this game. But knowing that Sundowns, it doesn't matter they play away or home, they don't change their approach because of their playing against Mazembe. So I think Mazembe as well, I think they know that they're up against a good team, and in some certain moments, they have to be cautious instead of being naive as well. Because of if they get to be naive, Sundowns will capitalize and punish them.
What can we expect from the record-breaking Mamelodi Sundowns?
I think for us it is important to settle quite well into this game. We spoke about the artificial pitch and we spoke about the hostility from their fans. So I think it is important for us to adjust and settle very well into the game. And also in the Super Sport game, I managed to watch the first 30 minutes, and there are things I picked up in our build up, more especially when Rushin the Hook had the ball. Most of the time, when he had the ball and he was passing the ball to the right center back, which was Mandela, or the left center back, which was Musalibusa. His passes, man, I was not happy with a couple of his passes because of if Supersport were not pressing us and you pass the ball to Libusa, make sure that that pass it is a meter of or half a meter in front of Libusa, so that if Libusa attacks that ball, his first touch it enables him to move forward. But Roshin the Hook, most of his passes to Libusa and Mandela were not a meter or half a meter in front of those players, because of if you don't play that ball in front of Libusa a meter, it forces Libusa to make unnecessary touches. That means he has to make the first touch, which is receiving the ball, and he has to push a little bit forward with the ball, and that gives Supersport enough time to shift and close those passing lanes. So I believe in our build up, our passing needs to be better, so that we know in this instant the pass needs to be a meter in front of the defender, so that it enables him to advance with the ball much better. And also, I think we need to manage the space between our defense and also the goalkeep. I think they want to play those long balls behind our defense. And you spoke about the bounce in the artificial pitch. It might be a little bit tricky. So I think it will be important for our defenders and Ronwen to manage that space much better. And also, I think Rubero will play a key role in this game. I think his movement to occupy the spaces in between the lines, like how he did against Supersport, I think it will be very crucial. And we spoke about Kinzumbi, the number 7 of Mazembe, who's a left winger, who is a right winger, and he is left footed. And also, he likes to invert. So it will be important for Terence in how he knows the right moment to mark and drag back Kinzumbi, and the right moment to let him go, and our midfielder takes care of him when he cuts inside with his left.
Alrighty, Arabs. From my side, man, I've watched these guys a couple of times, and one of the main thing that I picked up in terms of their defense, they are never in shape or in line. It's everybody for himself. There's no one who dictates, who controls, who says push, and they all push. It's like I don't know, man. It's like there's no communication more. And the other thing is, these guys, there's something that really fascinates me about professional players who get easily dragged out of their positions in terms of the center back. Like, uh, it's like they think by always being on the man who receives the ball, you are great at your marking, you are seen as a hardworking player. No, you need to be smart, you need to pass on the players. But these guys, they get easily dragged out of the possession. And as you mentioned, Ribeiro, that's why I think he will play a huge role for us in terms of dragging them out of dragging one of the center backs out of position, because he's really good at that. And then maybe Shika le Shalulile capitalize on that. This team, they give away a lot of chances. They gave Pyramids so many chances. Mayele let them off the hook. I think Sundowns need to make sure we have our goal scoring boots on Saturday and punish them, because we'll definitely get a lot of chances with how these guys play. Perhaps, like I said, there's no intricacy in how they play. Their build up and all that, they can move the ball quickly to the sides. There's no, that thing, no, we will move ball from this phase to the next phase and the last phase. But I think because of how compact this pitch is, they will have to do that. And there's a player that they need to involve a lot in their build-up phase. They are number 17, their CDM. What I've realized, that guy, when the team has the ball, he wants nothing to do with the ball. Msebenzi wa hae ko cleaner when they don't have the ball. So we need to set traps and force them to use him, play the ball to him, and once he gets the ball, we press quick, because he's not confident on the ball, and so we need to take advantage of that if we are to win this match. Let's get into lineups. Your lineup.
I'll start Ronan Williams as my goalkeeper. My back four, I have Mudau, Goruk, Mebusa, and left back I'll start Teres Mashiro. I'll start Tebo in this game of my DLP. Then in front of him I'll have Alande and Mukulis. Then my front three will be Ribeiro, Zoane, and Peter Shalini.
Okay, no, we have quite similar lineups. I think the only difference is Grant. I have Grant starting at right center back, because Coach Ulani press conference mentioned something about Rushin feeling something. So it's just that we are out of time. There's the more midfield, we both have Mkulise and Alende, and we are missing someone of profile. Mudiba, someone who can get between the lines, because both of them, Alende and Mkulise, they're quite similar in profile, in terms of the fact that they are ball carriers, and Mudiba is, like, he can get between the lines, something that he's been doing a lot this season, and I think maybe, just maybe, Mayema might be suitable for this game, because he can do what Mutiba does, but it's unfortunate we can't get that much deep into it, because we are out of time, man. Score prediction?
I think we'll win 2-1.
I also think that we're winning 1-2. Told you, it's not when we're playing away, you start the must I teach you everything, Raps? I taught you football, I taught you football, little day, a million years later, I'm still teaching you things. But yeah, man, thank you guys for watching, man. Please continue subscribing, liking, and commenting, and spreading the word about the Yellow Corner, and help us grow channel and take it to the next level, man. The next time you see us will be either no, definitely on Monday, not Sunday, because Amazulu is playing on Sunday. So, and we're playing Amazulu 36. So you'll see us on Monday as we preview our game week 10, DSTV Premiership, as we travel to Moses Mabhida to take on Pro Pilanis Amazulu. We're coming to beat Pro on Wednesday next week. Until then, sharp Masanda, sharp English.
Sharp, guys, sharp,